don't get down a few K at the start of this game. And even with Viper, they have Mugi playing it, so now we have to wonder where are these heroes actually going. For Vici, Iron Shell, Spirit Breaker, Undying sounds pretty barrage and anything the Lush can do, and all of a sudden this early game feels pretty rough, but who knows? I might be wrong about this. Maybe Vici or rather Newbee somehow get things going really well, and they are able to take an advantage, and at that point they snowball with the track gold, but I have a feeling Vici are going to be pretty good in this early game here, base skip.
Yeah, I think if you're... So Vici are definitely going aggro try, I think, with the Gyro Undying Spirit Breaker to put pressure on. So I think if you're Newbee, you don't even bother trying to like do anything in the bottom lane. And it looks like their answer might actually be that they're going to be running the Viper down here and just kind of sacrificing the Viper and then hoping that putting the PA mid and camping the mid lane is going to be enough to alleviate pressure from bottom. Because this happens a lot in Dota where you can't fight a lane head on. So the best thing that you can do is actually to go and like set a fire somewhere else and hope that their supports come running over to try and put it out, and then it gives, you know, it creates some space that way instead of trying to fight them away from the lane directly. Right. And it seems like that's going to be the approach. I think they're going to try for a first blood on the Lesh. Whether or not they get it remains to be seen, but I think that is the Newbee plan here.
We've seen other teams do this, sack the Viper in the off lane. I've seen Boo do it a lot for complexity. I have seen No-Tail do it at the Dota Pit Miner. To little to no success. No-Tail got crushed that game. They ended up losing the game as well. Resolution, of course, did pretty fine in that game. But again, having a Viper, you are very strong in the early game, but you get crushed in the early game, and all of a sudden you can't really come back. Maybe the new Veil build is what gets him back in this game if he does get harassed down. But as you mentioned, it is going to be the aggressive trial for Vici, and this is a scary trial end. But Fenrir's going to start mid for now. They're going to rotate in Kaka. He is going to... He actually isn't shadow locked. Fenrir will see him momentarily. Now the charge coming in mid. There's also a courier that's in trouble. Triple T has no Phantom Strike. There's the Split Earth coming in. A lot of damage being done, but he should be fine. Stifle Dagger, he has no... Actually, he does have a salve in his backpack. And he might have to bring it out. In fact, he's going to tango first, bring the salve out. And so just some harassment as Triple C, but they actually rotated the Viper top and Keepy will go bottom. So musical lanes are getting here for Newbee, basically.
I mean, almost no matter who they put up against the Darkseer, I feel like Young 11 is still going to get bulk farm, right? I don't know if there's any combination of heroes that they really have that can shut him down easily. So I guess they just put the Viper there. He does his best. See what happens.
Wow. They're really far away from each other. Young 11 is like behind his tier 1, so is the Viper. The lanes were set up very interestingly. But they're gonna rotate the Darkseer down bottom too. So again, it's musical lanes. They'll TP up the Gyrocopter to the top lane. So wholesale lane changes potentially. We might see Fenrir charge up there at some point. There is a pull coming in from Newbee and Kaka, and Fenrir will try to pull the wave away, but that's not going to work. This is a really weird start to this game, for sure. Yeah,
everybody just kind of shuffling around. The PA getting pretty decent CS on mid. Ori's harassing him quite a bit, but CCC, again, that was the thing that I was saying about the PA compared to picking something like the Ursa, which I think would fulfill a similar role in terms of bursting the Lesh or the Gyrocopter quickly. I said the PA has a more guaranteed early game, and I think that's really the big concern for Newbee. Just a raw stun dropped on SC mid. Nicely done by Ori.
He's going to have to salve up. Working out his bottle, he's actually relatively close. So that's good news. Meanwhile, Kaka's rotating with an Arcane Rune. There is a Sentry, and now Kaka will realize because he gets auto-attacked twice by Ori. So he's not going to be able to really work with mid unless he has a Sentry to drop down.
Mugi in charge all the way in.
6 last hits. This is actually not that bad for Newbee, all considered. They're getting pretty good farm for most of their heroes. It's not like they're getting destroyed.
Yeah, pretty low farm game, like overall. But I think the biggest thing for Newbee is that they're avoiding the SB and the Undying, right? For Vici, what they really want these heroes to be doing is just kind of crushing a lane, but they've been a little bit distracted, haven't really been played together either. Maybe once they get some more levels, we'll see some rotations for Fenrir into the Undying's lane. But for now, he's looking at mid.
So. Yeah, he'll try to make it go as Triple C has in his bottle.
Stuns up in 2 seconds.
Under the tower. He has this, like you mentioned, but I think they're going to wait. Does he have another stuff? He only has a Tango to work with. And, Astralis is top of the CS. That might change with a gank. They actually TP'd Fenrir up top, which of course I don't think they know. Meanwhile, they're going to charge Moogie. He might be dead. I don't think he gets to the tier 1 in time to charge. No, Tucky and Ace's face was there ready to go. Kaka rotates up. Lanham's going to get off a Solar Pen and Decay, doing a lot of damage to Moogie, who will salve now. Lanham might get turned down, but he has 12 stolen strength. They see the sentry. Kaka's going to back himself away. Now the boys attack from Moogie, who is back into the fray. And the aggression countered early again because of a good lift from Faith there.
A good positioning from Faith, making sure that he was off to the side so he didn't become the new target. And now they're going to lift up Paparazzi.
He's in trouble. Shuriken coming out. He is getting destroyed. Fade Bolt, one more auto attack. Moogie gets it done. Fenrir will charge down to the back. They won't have enough damage to bring him down, even with the tech sentry. Maybe they will. He's actually getting pretty low. Hey, sorry, I spoke too soon. So they will get a 1-for-1 trade, but obviously that favors Newbee heavily. And Viper, you don't want to overestimate how strong or underestimate how strong you can be at the beginning stages of this game.
Yeah, and KP is doing a pretty bang-up job at bottom at the moment in terms of finding farm, getting CS. I do think the lane will probably take a little bit of a turn once Young 11 picks up his level 5 and has that 3rd point up in the Ion Shell, but for now, KP doing very nicely and actually driving him pretty far back with the sticky stacks.
Yeah, he's got 10 launch charges. He also has a solar, so things get a little bit easier for Darkseer, but like you mentioned, KP's actually leading the CS. I don't know if that's going to continue because, again, he's a Darkseer. I think this is a great... I mean, it's still only 5 minutes into the game, but this is 5 minutes for Newbee to actually, they're leading the game that is really rough in terms of the early game for them. So,
yeah, Newbee are really, they're chilling, and I think their late game matchups are quite good. It's very important that Vichi's lineup kind of snowballs. It's going to be important that they stay far ahead so that they can build enough survivability on the enough utility items on the supports, and then enough survivability on the Lesh that he doesn't just get bursted if he gets focused by the Viper and the PA, let's say. Heroes like Lesh, I think, not quite in the same category as, say, like Razor or Necrophos, but I think you can kind of think of them in the same way, where if they survive in a fight, they do loads, but there's this risk where if they fall behind, they just kind of do nothing and just get bursted.
So then what's the choice defensively? Something like a Eul Scepter? Ghost Scepter's obviously pretty good against something like a PA, but maybe Eul's is a bit better.
Some damage on Moogie up here. Lamb's just punching.
Moogie's dead, I think, actually. Black Cannon, he's going to use the stick. He's in trouble. He'll drop the Nevitoxic down the Solar. Move one more auto attack away, and that'll do it from Lanham. Now the dust comes out. Cock needs to be careful. He's on level 2. First hit bash. They have the homing missile to follow him up as well. He does have a range up, but that gets taken out by AKK. They will die the tower. They might get all 3, and in fact, they lost the PA mid as well. 4 dead. We were talking about Newbee's early game. They're really doing well, and then all of a sudden they lose 4 heroes across the map, so there's that.
That was a straight solo kill from Ori. Just stunned him, turned on the Pulse Nova, and that was the end of it. Very, very nice. In terms of your question, I think it's not even so much about his itemization. I think the Bloodstone the Bloodstone health is what he needs to contribute to the equation. It's more about the supports and the Darkseer, I think. The utility items from the Darkseer are going to be a big part of Lesh's survivability, be it a mech or a pipe or whatever the situation is. And then a Solar Crest is going to be crazy important. If he can run down a little bit. But...
Meanwhile, mid, they're going to make a jump onto Ori. Telekinesis, good splitter. That might save his life. He's going to get cocked, it looks like, with one more Pulse Nova. No, he stays alive at SCCC. He doesn't find the damage. And he's down, and Faith is going to fall next as well. Too much damage. Ori even has time to salve up, and he gets himself a double kill. And all of a sudden, this Llama is off to a very fast start at this mid lane.
That darn Space Llama, man. They've got the Space Cow. They got the Space Llama. It's scary. I mean, they still haven't taken a tier 1 yet, so not 100% online, but it's going to be coming before too long.
He's level 8. We'll see he's level 5. He's going to get charged again.
I think he might be dead.
I think he's dead. Yeah, he has Phantom Strike at 3. Splitter. They will have TPs. Good raindrop to keep him alive as well. They'll cancel, I think, all of those TPs. Now they'll rotate Cock in, but the Batrider who was TP is going to stay instead and just deal with this wave. So, you know, I thought Newbee had done a pretty good job up until recently. Obviously, this is a very tough team to play up against in the early game, so they're still... Oh, Faith might be dead now. No, never mind. He's fine. On the other side, maybe they find KP. The lasso, rather, they're going to find Young 11. There's no more Firefly. He is surged up for a moment longer. He's going to vacuum back in KP. KP, he's going to go down, and Young 11 might find 2. A double kill again. These turnarounds are disastrous for Newbee. My God, they're giving him so much farm on some of these heroes.
These little advantages are turning into a pretty big lead with all these turnarounds. This is scary. And yeah, there you go. So the defensive items start coming up. To me, it says something about mech as an item when like you're playing against this Newbee lineup, and they have pretty good physical damage between the Viper and the Phantom Assassin, and Dux is just like, nah, screw mech. I'm just gonna get hood. I mean, there was some magical damage as well, and I guess Viper with the recent changes now does more magical damage and less physical damage compared to his previous incarnation. But
right.
In summary, buff mech, please.
Yeah, maybe a good idea, but he's gonna go for the hood now, and the pipe, of course, we finished up pretty soon. Cock at level 4, trying to get to that level 6, getting some track. KP now rotating top. He's actually gonna take a giant stag for himself, which is pretty nice. KP is having a pretty good game despite him dying a moment ago. Diving bottom perhaps on Kaka. They've got a charge right on top of him. Young Levin's kind of following him. He's trying not to show he knows what's up, and now Kaka, the jig is up. The dust will come through, and he is going to get burned by Zion Shell pretty quickly. He has done so. Young Levin will find a killing spree. More gold for himself now. Top lane, they're making it go into Paparazzi, who's pretty low. They have Lasso in 4, not nearly enough in time. Paparazzi burning down, but not dead yet. 100 HP, Young Levin will rotate in. He's going to drop another Iron Shell, and here we go. Orison for the backside, and Faith just gets blown away like a pinata exploded. They get off the split onto KP. Plenty of damage from the pulse. The call down gets dropped as well. Kaka is lucky to live, but not for much longer. Paparazzi finds a double with the homing miss. Last one will come in onto Ori, but Ori's still rather tanky at 7 launch charges. The pulse never continues, and they'll find the kill. Splitter actually misses, and Young 11 is dove a little bit too deep. He's got Surge, however, and he's still fine. Meanwhile, KB's still getting chased down the Iron Shell that it came from on him. Another homing missile. They're at the Shrine. They want the skill. Shrine will come out. That'll keep him alive, and they're going to try to turn this on Young 11. He's staying a little bit too long. The Flame break it. He will get dropped down. KB gets a double kill. Can he find a triple? Vonum's burning up. Another Stifling Dagger will come through. One more auto attack, and there it is. A triple kill for KP. All of a sudden, up 1,800 gold. So, Vici perhaps getting a little ahead of themselves there, but still a very good fight at the start of it for them.
I said KP had to do the work this game, that he was going to be the one that kind of gets them back into the game if the early game went poorly. I did not anticipate that it would be in this fashion. The fact that he had the levels that he did completely decided the outcome of that dive, right? I don't know if Vici quite realized that they were diving into like maxed Firefly and max Sticky, but they just took so much damage from KP. I think I had the same reaction as Vici. I saw the call down come down, and in my mind, everybody on Newbee was dead. It was a 5-0, and that was like the tier 1, and that was going to be the end of it. But then got a nice lasso off, dragged Ori in really deep, and they at least got something out of that at the end of the day. Yeah,
KP made some really good moves there, and what could have been now like an 8k lead for Vici or something ridiculous is back down to a 3k lead for them. Again, they still have plenty of farm. They're taking down towers now with Ori. So it is still a bit disconcerting, but you're at least getting something going for your Bat Rider like you talked about. And he needs to do work with this Blink Dagger. He now has it. Kaka is up to level 5, so getting track is his next best, or rather his next option, as SCCC will find farm top and try to get to a Desolator. They're obviously not going to get the tier 1 trade because this tower is completely healthy. Ori will take down the tier 1 in the bottom lane, probably rotate to try to find a kill or defend top, or even just push mid. They've already taken down mid tier 1 tower, so never mind there. And Further, dead. Kaka's going to find it. They will get the pipe at least for Young 11 in the meantime. Dust will come out, and Kaka's probably in trouble. They're actually going to turn this around telekinesis, but Young 11 is very tanky. It's a full pipe. Good luck killing him. They have the homing missile. I think Kaka's... He has a raindrop. Vacuum back in. That's the raindrop gone. Dust is still up. Nope. It didn't matter. They had the Iron Shell, and they just stood right next to him as the homing missile hit. So
yeah, you can't even see it, but the Jarkrab did have a shell as well.
Here we go. This could be a very big kill. We need more damage. The Nether Toxin, the Viper Strike, Paparazzi in trouble. He has no TP. Not that it would have mattered anyways. He will get caught and killed. And Newbee, there's the first Blink Dagger with an Invis rune to get the kill. Beautifully done there to get that turnaround at the very least.
Very nice from KP. He's really snowballing this little bit of an advantage that he's managed to build up. Well, he's TPing down towards bottom. There is a charge currently on him, so Fenrir knows what's going on. And Lanham trying to run out.
No track just yet for Kaka, which is a little bit unfortunate. Blink, though, they will have the vision. They need to take down 1 creep, and Kaka will have 6. The Flesh Golem will come out. He has 2 sticky and 8-bomb stacks. There's the Shuriken to fly through. He will stay alive with the Silver Paparazzi. He's in trouble. The track is now up. He needs to leave. Here comes SCC, the stifling dagger, the 3 hits from the Phantom Strike. They will find another kill for Newbee, not to mention the tombstone on top of it, which Kaka will get for 150 gold. And suddenly they found a couple of kills across the board, and they've dropped this net worth advantage from Vici from about 8k to 1k now. Beautifully done from Newbee.
Yeah, they're doing well. I mean, they're behind in terms of the map control, but Vici giving away some really important kills, and they're going to have to figure out how to play this in a more disciplined way, especially now that the Bounty Hunter has the level 6, because that is the engine for Newbee to kind of come back into this game and then head into that late game where I think they're favored, honestly, if this game goes on too long. The Undying's going to fall off to the point where he doesn't really do that much. I mean, the Flesh Golem will be useful, but they gotta continue to get stuff done in these early stages. Maybe once the Lesh picks up the Bloodstone, she has in like a second.
Yeah.
Make a play, get some more charges going, and just snowball behind the Lesh.
But you're absolutely right about the late game. Like, can you imagine that Triple C gets his BKB and then he just jumps on with a full 10-second BKB? I don't think he could survive unless they have some defensive capabilities or counter initiation. But Triple C almost Deso, and that's frightening because he was getting killed a couple of times in the mid lane. KP is top of the net worth for his team for Newbee. He's got a full drum now on top of the Blink Dagger that he just got. There will be moves from Newbee. This is not a smoke move, but there's no vision to set it anyways. They have a ward up at the top lane, so they saw you on the left. You know that he's throwing out iron shells up here, but he's not moving out. He knows he can get ganked rather easily, especially with Lasso up with Firefly, with Kaka and Track. So he needs to be very careful. Young 11, but not spotted. He will throw another iron shell.
And Mugi just tanking up this game. He's going to be going for a Hood first, and then straight into a Blade Mail. It looks like his plan is just run into the fights. We've seen this a little bit with some of the heroes that have been picked. I guess we've seen quite a bit of Gyrocopter as the big thing, but lots of people buying Blade Mails against Gyro and just kind of running at him. That makes it fairly difficult for the Gyrocopter to play, especially since people have been going for fairly squishy builds on the Gyro. The Paparazzi this game, no points in the Rocket Barrage. So
yeah,
really,
this is what I was talking about last game when we took Gyrocopter. It's that decision. Okay, do we farm? Do we fight?
Yeah,
looks like Paparazzi made that decision. I don't even think he needed Rocket Barrage to be effective in these fights anyway. So
yeah, he's also pretty behind. So I think this is like a I need to farm build. He's pretty middling net worth.
Wow, you're not even kidding.
Yeah,
he has 4.7k net worth.
I didn't realize it was that bad until I looked over at the net worth chart and like, oh, he's doing pretty poorly. Oh, Newbee.
They need to be very careful here. Newbee. There's one on the high ground, which if they had vision up on the Uber cliff, they wouldn't know. There's a center there. The scan will connect the Fireflies there, and I think you need to back if you're Vici. You need to be careful here in terms of the Lasso. Faith is looking for lift. He's going to find it, or he might be in trouble. Lasso will come in. There's the back, though, and now they're going to turn this. Another Toxic coming in. KP taking a lot of damage here. He's still alive for now. He might get dropped. The Tombstone and Sorp almost taking it down. The Zombie's not enough. On the other side, they blow away Fenrir. They're still looking to chase further, but I think that's the end of it. A homing missile came out. Was it on to KP? It was, but he's able to rebound up just in time, stay alive, and he will sit back on this side of the fight, and that looks to be over as they will take a 1-0 advantage of that fight for Newbee.
I mean, they didn't have Gyrocopter there, but that is not a good look for Vici getting buffed at this tier 1, and ooh, Young 11.
Nice Shuriken, but he's pretty far behind. I don't think they can really scale. They can maybe get the tower, though. And this will lead to Vici just splitting the map and farming elsewhere. The good news is Ori is rather tanky. You saw with the Bloodstone, they couldn't quite get the kill. They were ready for that initiation from KP with the scan, but man, somehow he survives. I can't believe KP was able to live through all that damage. Pretty insane.
Yeah, well, that's just the product of his farm, right? If he doesn't have like the full drum and the wand, he's definitely dead there. Even the 5 armor talent, I like the decision to go for the armor here instead of the spell amplification. His team has enough damage. He just needs to be the one setting them up and making sure that he gets these lassos off.
Right. He's done a very good job. What if Evan in the meantime pinging a shrine, as he wanted to do? Kaka's going to get charged. The split will hit, and this is a dead down here more than likely. Faith, he still has the Edict, by the way, which is a very good spell to steal. He actually took down the tier 1 tower with it. Kaka will, of course, fall, but it's not that big of a kill. Now Vici are going to try to get more aggressive and take over the enemy jungle. That is where things will get more interesting. And SCCC is on his way to the BKB, and that's what you need to really be afraid of if you're Vici. You have a lot of magic damage, and SCCC, don't know if you can really deal with him with a 10-second BKB coming out pretty soon.
Oh, that's gonna be really scary. And we're also getting towards the point where if Newbee win a big fight, they can potentially take the Roshan, especially if SCCC opts for the -4 armor at his level 15 talent, which I think is pretty likely. Especially since I feel like Vici so desperately need a Solar Crest, but just neither of these two supports have any farm. Oh, Young 11, his item was on the ground. He had to go back in to pick it up.
They want Young 11. Viper Stroke comes out. Fenrir is dead. Solar comes in. They will drop the Tombstone as well. KP still has the lasso, but his blink has dropped off cooldown. There's the breakup. Plenty of damage. SCCC gets a crit, but there's a good split earth, and SCCC is getting blown away by Ori. He's got to run. The homing missile is going to take him down. He will fall. Can they get anybody else out of this? Paparazzi trying to turn and fight Mugi, and Mugi about to get dropped. The auto attack damage is there, and Mugi will find himself a killing spree. Faith getting run at by Yellow, and Ori is just doing some serious work on him. Slurp trying to keep himself alive, but Mugi is doing some serious damage. Almost getting the kill. KP with a flame break will string him down. Now it's going to be a double kill for Mugi, or they will find Kaka. As the dust is up, it will be, I believe, a 2-for-4 trade. Newbee, they couldn't get the lasso off in time. They had Paparazzi just going to work along with Ori, bringing down SCCC. A 3-for-4 trade that will just slightly, at least in terms of the numbers, favor Vici Gaming, especially if they can get this tier 1 tower. Or tier 2, excuse me.
I mean, this is Lesh as a hero, right? If you can't burst him, he's just going to do so much damage. But I have to also give some props to Paparazzi in that fight. He did... did get bursted pretty quickly, but at least managed to get all the flak volley, get the call down off, and actually did almost as much damage as the Lesh did in that fight. So still have to be a little bit careful if you're Newbie, since you don't have any of these defensive items like the pipe or anything online.
Yeah, I mean, you saw SCCC, as soon as he gets hit up with the split earth, he just dies. Shuriken will find Lanham as he's running up to the high ground. He's not even going to go for the bounty rune. It's not worth it. He doesn't want to die to SCCC. On the other side, Ori is in Viz. Split Earth will find Kaka because there's a sentry literally right there, and he's dead. He will get the track off before he dies. On the other side, there is a charge that will hit him to Roche. I think they were looking for KP, but he blinked out in time. So I think if you're a Newbie, probably just wait for this BKB, wait for these defensive items at this point, because you really need them for SCCC.
Yeah, I think so. Well, they still need to look for a pickoffs with the bat, and their vision game is a bit weak, so they will probably go for a smoke just to try and establish wards and get a pick. But in terms of taking a 5-on-5 fight, I think that's a little bit misguided right now. Young 11 also picking up the Crimson Guard now, so his job is very much just keep the Lesh alive, make sure that you pop the pipe in the Crimson for him, surge him away if he's in trouble, and they're just going to let Ori do all the work, which should work out great, unless he gets lassoed and bursted. But he doesn't, for now, he should be okay.
Now too.
Yeah.
He just picked it up. Oh, and he's going Aeon Disc, which is a great item against somebody like a Phantom Assassin. So he is really trying to stay alive in these fights, and it makes sense. Ori is a big part of your win, your game plan for Vici Gaming. They have to make sure he can pump out all the damage that he can. But these next few moments are going to be important for Newbee.
This is a really cool choice. I really like this this Aeon Disc selection. I don't think Lincoln's is that reliable this game. I think if not for the Bounty Hunter, then maybe you would see the Lincolns come out, because it would still be the main goal here of the Aeon Disc is like, oh, I need to not die instantly if Batrider wants to go on me. But yeah, the Aeon Disc will kind of serve the same purpose, but not going to get popped instantly by track every time.
Right. We see this Aeon Disc for pretty much... Oh, SCCC might be dead. He is getting charged. They cancel it. Mass TP's coming in for the rest of Newbee. And all right. That's going to be the end of that fight.
That's one way to force him back. And now they can use their TPs to go and hit multiple lanes and multiple different farm spots. And
right.
That one play probably just like earned them another 500 gold advantage, or maybe even a little bit less than that. But important to kind of test your opponents, right? Make sure that they're actually there to help keep their cores alive.
Make them push their buttons, essentially.
Yes.
Make them make mistakes for Newbee. They've done a good job of that. They've kept SCCC down. He is still a little bit away from this BKB. Kaka continues to play dangerously, but he needs to get vision for his team, and they are going to spot them all together. They're going to break the smoke immediately. I would imagine there's dust available.
Yes.
And there it is, and now he's dead.
See ya.
So That's the trade-off. Now Mugi's gonna get charged, and he's in trouble. He'll force himself away. They're diving, kind of. There's no tier 1 tower here. Mugi is rather tanky. He's got the hook. They will steal Surge. There's the Viper Strike to come on with it. The Crimson Guard. You need to back up if your Newbie. Faith is dead. Surge will hit him along with the Rocket Barrage for a double kill from Paparazzi. The homing missile will fly on through. Now you need to back up. That homing missile was pretty speedy. It'll hit Mugi at the tier 3, but successful few ganks there for VP. Now they can back up and potentially push this tier 2 tower.
They are very difficult to kill. And a nice play from Faith with a Surge Steal and getting his Viper out of harm's way, but this is what Vici's lineup is about. The 5 manning, everybody sort of hanging around behind the Lesh, making sure that he's going to be okay. They are KP's threatening this bottom tier 1 a little bit. Looks like
they're going to lose this one way or the other. He needs to be very careful. He's going to try to go for this last hit, probably. Nope, just kidding. KP's going to not be able to get it in Paparazzi. Firefly Lasso, he's going to clip him. He has no TP, so KP just being a cheeky bugger, and he's going to find himself a nice little clip there. Although he might die for it. He has Blinking too. He's going to get homing missile here from the charge.
Paparazzi's dropping really
coming.
Low.
They're really trying to find Paparazzi. KP is still making a lot of space here. Good flame break. His Firefly's about to be done. He will go for the TP. There is a bash available, maybe. He can't get it off in time. They did take Paparazzi, by the way. They're still chasing after Faith and Kaka, who are backing back. At least one of them will. The dust is up. Kaka is no stranger to death this game. He's about to die for the 11th time. Although might survive. Still dusted. Tracking. He's pretty quick in terms of movement speed, but they'll try to chase him down. There's a lightning storm. That'll slow him up. They missed the split earth, but the ion shell is still going. The dust is about to wear off in about 2 seconds. There's the lightning storm. They need to find him. They will with the decay. That will get the kill. Now KP has to back himself up. But it's all right. Space has been created for SCCC. Plus, they found the kill on the gyrocopters. So that's pretty good, at least.
Yeah, I did not see that play at all from KP. Like that, KP would be able to drag him up onto that cliff and then just burn him down with the 2 supports coming over. But that was great. That was a huge amount of space. Even just a decent trade in terms of the numbers, right? Getting the track kill on the gyro for just the bounty hunter, and top lane gets shoved in with PA now having her BKB online. So right. In theory, is now able to jump into the fights pretty heavily. Ori is not going to be going for the Eon Disc. Will instead just opt for a Shiva's, and that's another way to just tank up, right? Just grab some more armor.
I really like the Eon Disc potential, but obviously he thinks better of it. He will go for the Shiva's Guard instead. And you were talking about a potential smoke with Newbee together before they get the BKB just to try to get some vision down. They're really starting to move out aggressively themselves, trying to either get vision down to try to take a fight. But they definitely need to get some vision because there's really good wards here from the Dire, getting some good vision on the top half of this map. I think Newbee need to get something done here. We'll see if they will hook up, in fact. They have one on them. I think it's on, I don't know, Kaka, I think. Yeah. But they're just going to farm for now. Mugi is splitting up the map to get his own BKB. And Roche has still not been taken by either team yet, by the way. So another thing to keep in mind.
Also, I guess it's not that impressive of a refresher shard game. We got to always talk about that with the new patch, but not too many crazy like refresher heroes necessarily.
The only thing I can think of is like KP, double S, but that's about it.
Yeah, I would probably end up just being for like a double BKB or something like that. Maybe if the PA gets to a Satanic a little bit later on, or like Satanic Abyssal, start talking about refreshing all of that. But Vici, for now, just gonna head in there. I don't know if they're gonna put this on their Lesh or on the Gyro.
Well, one thing is for certain, they're gonna get this before Newbee get here. The scan, but it's already too late. Roche is going to get dropped the split earth, the rocket barrage, and now you have to wonder if Newbee are going to fight this. As CCC wants to jump onto Ori, the last one coming on the other side, that's on illusion. This is a disaster already. Fenrir, Nether Strike, there's the BKB, but the back wall is dropped. Kaka is already dead. The BKB for CCC is not going to do anything. In fact, it's about to wear off here at the moment. They're at the tier 2 tower. Mugi, he has a full BKB, but they will survive at least on these heroes. I don't know if you're going to dive the tier 3 tower when a tier 2 is still up. But Vici will force up the BKBs, get the Aegis, get a Kaka kill, because again, he's bounty hunter, he's died like 12 times, and now probably get a tier 2 tower along with it.
The 2 Newbee supports not really bringing a whole lot to the table at this stage. Vici, I wonder if they'll just try and force the high ground here. I mean, they could maybe go back and play the lane control game. They're maybe not super happy with the vision situation across the Radiant side of the map, so they might go and go back, deal with the lanes, group back up, ward up, farm the whole Radiant jungle, and then maybe look for a play after that. It is difficult for Newbee to still move out just because of the Spirit Breaker. It's always that threat of charging out and finding an easy kill. And it sucks for Newbee that they use the 10-second BKB on the PA in a situation that doesn't really do anything for them.
If that would lasso was actually on Paparazzi, I think that maybe that fight that goes drastically different. Even so, they still had so much to stay, and they had so much damage, they had so much team fight, which again, Newbee are kind of lacking themselves.
Yeah,
but
they probably just get run down by the Lesh, I think, if in that situation. But
he's
still would have
so
been nice.
Strong. He's like 23 bloodstone charges now with Shiva's done evils after working on bots to get some extra move speed. He went for the 15 strength. He doesn't even need the move speed. 15 strength just to keep him tanky and keep him alive. So
yeah, I think it was smart
well.
that they took that little bit of extra time to decide, do we need to take the Darkseer right now, and like kind of ask themselves the question, will Newbee consider picking this Lesh if we don't? And they kind of thought it all the way through, and they're like, okay, we were not that worried if Newbee picked the Darkseer. We'll take this Lesh rack, and the Lesh has done so much work for them in this game. So very smart drafting from Vici. They've got that Solar Crest finally that I've been harping on about this entire time. So Undying's got that now. He's just going to be spamming it on the Lesh the whole time. It's basically Lesh's Solar Crest, right? But very, very nice for him to have in terms of just sieging the high ground. He's going to have some ridiculous amount of armor. We'll wait till Lamb. What's it going to be plus 10 on top of the 23 that he already has. So
yeah,
pretty ridiculous.
I mean, Ori at this point is pretty unkillable. I feel like even if you get a good couple of lucky crates from SCCC, you're going to need to do some serious work. Not to mention he is an Aegis. So Vici, they've got pretty much everything they need to keep Ori alive. Now the question is, what do they need to do to take buildings down and push? Feels like they're doing it right now. They have a tier 2 taken down, but when do they decide to go high ground? With this Aegis, what would assume?
I think so. They probably just want to play lanes a little bit more. I don't even. Are they thinking about going right now? I guess they're kind of looking at their lanes and deciding maybe we can just go. Looks like they are going to cut mid to try and reset that lane a little bit more, perhaps. No, okay. Gyrocopter's is going to go clear it instead.
Yeah, he'll clear this quickly.
To D-ward.
And then he can just meet up with the rest of his team, and they can go top if they want. They can even try going mid. How much time do they have on Aegis? Minute and a half? It's plenty of time to go high ground. And again, Ori's pretty unkillable to begin with, let alone with the Aegis, so...
Yeah. And, I mean, Newbee aren't threatening buildings that hard with a Bounty Hunter and a Bat Rider at bottom, so... Very
true. They're not the best pushing duo. Maybe someday they will be, but not today. They are just trying to keep the waves pushed out. But Young 11 will Iron Shell top, but they will push in mid with the Gyrocopter from Paparazzi, who's done a very good job getting in this game. He was really low in net worth at the beginning of this game. You talked about it, and now he is sitting right behind that of Young 11. So they've given him a lot of farm. He's been involved in a lot of these fights, which I think has been a big impact for the Gyrocopter in this game.
Yeah, I think he made a smart decision in terms of his skill and item build to realize, okay, I'm behind. I'm just going to buy the Mask of Madness. It's a good farming item. I'm going to max out the Flat Cannon. I'm going to use that to farm. I saw him quite a bit over here at the Tri-Camp, using the Flak to farm all 3 camps at once. And I think that's a big part of where a lot of his farm has come from. And now he's disassembled the Mask to build a Butterfly to make life even harder for the PA, who has, in response to seeing the Solar Crest and the Butterfly, queued up an MKB, but it's going to take a little while for SCCC to get that.
Yeah, I mean, SCCC, he's going to be on the back for pretty much the rest of the game. Faith is going to get caught, almost gets bashed up, BKB forced. SCCC now has to back away immediately. Now that that's down, you go without any real issue. And Kaka, of course, is found to get Sentry, and he's just dead instantly. A double kill for Lanham. So BKB is now down again for SCCC. Yes, you lost your Aegis, but Vici, I don't think there's any real issues to worry about now to push high ground. You have Edict, you have 25 Bloodstone charges. It's time to go your base skip. It's time to go for Vici Gaming.
More charges. Fenrir just forced him back.
Spear Breaker play has been really good from Fenrir. And they'll try to eat the series up to 1 apiece. Moog in trouble with the Lightning Storm. Split Earth. He's still alive. He has BKB to work with along with the Hurricane Spike, so he's fine for now. Plenty of damage being dealt. Another tactic slowing down Vici slightly, but they will take the tier 3 tower with the Tombstone to back them up. They will earn up or keep him alive, fighting 50 Edict, coming into plenty of damage. They will pulse down the wave. The melee Rax is gone. Now will they get the range? Yes. Will they move to another lane? Perhaps. Actually,
probably
they'll leave the range because honestly, they don't need to really concern themselves with it. They will take the shrines now and go from there, I suppose. And I mean, Newbee just didn't even have a chance to fight that at all.
Yeah.
There was just no real shot at it.
Yeah, Shrines play for a Roche. Like, that's... they're really in no rush at all. I don't think Newbee's damage isn't going to be scaling that quickly with the level of map control that they have right now. They got this left side to farm a little bit with some vision over here, but definitely need pickoffs to really get back in here. Lesh going to be going for Octarine next, so that's going to be make him even more difficult to kill. I wonder what talent he'll get at level 20.
He died once. When was he? I don't remember.
He got when KP lasted him over here when they dove the tower.
Right. The side fight, the one good fight.
Wait, is it? Oh, who's just picking that shrine? No, that's the teams. It's not a.
I thought it was a.
Let it happen.
I'm gonna accidentally picked it. Actually, I have no idea.
Okay, we need our own thing, Travis. Like, can we like ping?
I will break just Iron Branch. Excellent work there,
yeah, can that be?
Really glad we got that under control. There's the BKB coming out the charge. KP is in trouble. Here goes a fight. Call down will come in. Good lasso. So far, Newbee are staying in it, but I don't know how much longer that's going to last as the wall comes dropped in. Paparazzi's taking a lot of damage from SCCC, but here comes the Rocket Barrage. SCCC is out of BKB, and he's going to get dropped down, and Ori continues to stay alive. Mugi will be next. His BKB is done. They get a double kill for Lon. Too much damage to fight into. Too much of a lead for Vici Gaming. They will take 3. They won't take the game, not yet, but... even with the stolen tombstone, it's not enough to kill Frenver. It's getting close. There it is. But GG will be called, and Vici will even up the series at 1 apiece.
That fight actually looked alright for Newbee for a second there, but the items on Vici, the extra survivability that they're getting from the